to
uh,
see you.
yeah, it is good to see you, buddy. So you,
How's
you
it
had
going?
something. That's good. You had something you wanted to say right before the show.
Cardi
You
B
said
is whack.
Cardi B is whack. Well, she's always been whack, right?
Whack is a rapper. Probably whack as a human too. I don't know. I hear she does great work for charity.
Are you being serious?
I have no idea. Yeah, I think I've heard that maybe
Oh,
once or twice. I don't know. Who cares?
I'm sure. I'm sure all of her proceeds that she gets from WAP goes directly to like helping dogs or
Now
something.
listen, don't be rude. See, I knew you were going to do that. All these people who were like are pro Jason Aldean are like, and you like a song called WAP, and he can't have a song called blah blah blah. Like, no, no, no.
But I
First of
don't.
all, but I
But I
don't.
don't.
Yeah, but I don't. You just
Your
picked
argument
another
does not
stupid
hold up.
song and thought that I might like it. Like, just because one's country and one's hip hop doesn't mean like you don't get to argue. Like, what are you doing?
That's a weird argument, right? It's like
Well, it's a lazy
it,
argument.
well, it's assuming that because you don't like country that you like hip hop or rap for one, and
I
two,
didn't mean
like
to take it down this road, by the way. I
I
know
know,
you're
but
probably, I'm
I know,
exhausted talking about it, but
but just the song WAP is a ridiculous song, anyways. And to assume that
so is
anyone,
try that in a small town.
okay,
That was the point I made on the
but
last
but
episode.
but,
It's a
one, but one
silly song.
one's a little more ridiculous than the other, correct?
Which one's more harmful to stupid people?
Oh, in what way?
Well,
Like to my
what's going to,
brain?
no, 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 no. Which one would have more of an influence over stupid people in making them do stupid shit? Making them, which one would lead stupid people into making irresponsible decisions?
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Doubtful, but go ahead. Which one?
You're gonna say Jason Aldean because of the
I think they're
music
kind of even.
because of the music video, but like there's nothing in WAP that is gonna make anyone do anything. It's a stupid song.
So is try that in a small town. It's
At least
stupid.
at least one is talking about something. Jason Aldean.
I would argue that both are talking about something.
Kind of on opposite sides of the spectrum, about as far
One's a
away
little bit
as rap as
more enjoyable than the
hip
other.
hop and country is. I
We
don't
didn't
know.
have to go down the Jason
Neither
Aldean
one's
road.
enjoyable.
It was so funny when people like I saw so many people post that like, but like, you know, well, I posted a clip from the last show, me talking about Jason Aldean. Boy, now I know how to get people to comment on videos. You just talk shit about country, and Jesus,
Yeah.
think about all the things we've talked about in the past on both sides of the political spectrum. I've never seen such an instant just revolt of against what something we've said on the show as that. And it's so crazy because it's, you know, it's a 2 minute clip out of, I probably talked about it for like 20 minutes. And if you watch the full 20 minutes of me talking about that song, I don't necessarily go all in or go in all bad on Jason Aldean and that song. You know, I think
Yeah.
it's a bad song. That was kind of my point in the clip was like, I think it's just a bad song. And we're getting really riled up about something that shouldn't matter because it's not going to be influential because it's a bad song. But at the same token, I sort of defended the idea that, like, I don't know if there's anything racist going on in the lyrics. I think the music video is suggestive, but anything could be suggestive. I was talking to somebody else about this. And again, tell me to shut up if you don't want to talk about this because this will take us.
Well,
We have other
no,
shit we want to talk about, but
you're fine. I do have a few things to hit on with this, so go ahead.
okay. So I was talking to somebody else about this and they saw the clip and they were, I don't know if they were upset, but they were kind of like arguing for the song, which is fine. Do whatever. And I don't even know if necessarily like, I know the person, but I don't know them that well. I don't even know if they're a country music fan. I think they're more along the lines of like they're like a free speech guy. It is a guy. He's like a free speech guy. So he doesn't like when people put out a song and it gets immediately they get canceled for it or censored. Something gets pulled and I would agree. I think CMT did a disservice to their genre of music by pulling that song. And I said this during the episode. I said, why not come together as a country music community? Come together, find an agreement, find a compromise, and explain it to the rest of the world. Being like, all right, Jason may have done this, but we believe this. and so does he. So can we all meet in the middle and agree that this was just you know, a statement of anti-protest or anti-violent protest, which I think ultimately that's what the music video was. But if you want to skate by without controversy, you can't be so heavy with the implication.
But here's the thing. I really don't think he expected this to happen. I really don't think he expected the controversy.
Well, I think you're right because the song came
And
out in May and nothing
yeah,
happened with it.
right. And the other thing that you mentioned when you were talking about this is who needs this right now? What is the point of it now?
I said that as a joke, but I think I was
But no,
somewhat serious.
I agree with it. I agree with it. And I'm not trying to compare it to other riots that have happened or anything like that. I'm just saying, aren't we far enough away from them
No.
in time lapse for this to come out now?
Well, here's the thing. My point wasn't it wasn't a matter of time. My point was why you, Jason Aldean? Why are
Okay.
you the voice of reason when it comes to these things? That was kind of my point.
Mhm.
And it I think that point kind of escaped people, A, because they only watched the clip and they didn't watch the full 22 minutes of me
Of
talking
course.
about it.
Of
And
course.
they were just like, "You're just a hater. You're hating on a number one song." I'm like, "Yeah, of course I am. I'll be the first to admit. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? You think it's hurting my feelings? You calling me a hater? Like, it's so silly." So the thing I was gonna say though, so like, the implication. My friend was, this guy I know was talking about how, like I said, I don't think he's necessarily a country fan. I think he's just pro free speech and like he should have been able to say what he wanted to say, this and that, right? So I brought up an interesting point to him, to which he rebutted, but it was a good conversation. So here's what I said. Because you know how people were complaining about where the music video was shot, how there was a lynching there, and you
Mhm.
know, a lot of people who argued for the song be like, how long are we going to worry about something that happened 100 years ago? Like, when can we sort of like why did he become the spokesperson for that event that took place so long ago, right? But at the same time, I I understand that argument because we've talked about this before about like tearing down statues and erasing historic moments. I understand the argument against those things, but here's the point I brought up. So I said to, because this person I was talking to, they kind of brought that he kind of alluded to that, like, oh, and people are worried about the site of the music video, like that lynching was over 100 years ago. Do you think Jason Aldean even knew that? I'm like, what if he did? So does that make him any more or less wrong with his implication or his intent? I don't know. I don't know. Like if he knew, but here's think about this mindset. If he knew that that's where that took place, what if he thought, and he and the director and the band and everyone involved in that music video thought, what if we put this out and we do it here, knowing that this is where this happened, but we put a positive spin on it by talking about community because he says the song's all about community and this and that. What if we talk about it that way? Right? No, I don't know that, but maybe that's a conversation that took place. So
Maybe.
I gave this example. Okay. So I just put out a new song. And this isn't about my song. But the song is about loving your partner, loving your spouse, loving your other person in life, whoever they may be. But I did write the song for my wife. It was a wedding gift. It was presented to her by her bride. What are they called?
Maid of
Maid of
honor?
honor. Maid of honor on our wedding day before we got to the chapel in Vegas. It was a total surprise. She knew that I was working on music. She thought that I was helping other people out. Was getting paid to do it. Had no idea that I was doing it. Recorded it. It was given to her sort of as a, what it's our wedding day. Here's a gift type thing. One of her gifts. Whatever. And so I re-recorded it, just updated it with a better production, better whatever. And I had thought about it for years. Like, do I want to do this? And talk to her about it. Nonetheless, so the song is about love and loving your partner, whoever that person is. whoever that person is in your life. I brought up to this guy, I said, what if I shot a music video, right? For this song, and the location of the music video is where a murder suicide happened, where a husband murdered his wife and then killed himself, right? Now, his response was, well, did you know that's where it took place? And I said, what if I did? Am I an asshole? Because what's the implication of this song that I recorded? It's certainly not murder suicide.
I don't know.
But that's my point. See how you said that? You go, I don't know. How far do we want to take it? How far do we want to stretch our brains to believing that Jason Aldean is that vindictive and that gross, that all of these things were so premeditated and so well thought out just to ruffle our feathers, just to go number one? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what about CMT pulling the video? If there was no backlash like there's been and no controversy, they wouldn't have pulled it, right? Don't you agree with
No,
that?
of course not. They're pussies. They suck for
Isn't that
that.
weird? Isn't that weird though? Like, okay, we're
I'll
gonna
tell you,
pull it only because people are mad about it. But if they
I,
weren't, even though it's the same content in the video, we're still gonna let it run.
it's a corporate machine that's owned by CMT's owned by, is it Paramount? I think it's Paramount. It's a corporate machine. But what's weirder to me is that other artists on, but by the way, we're talking about country, so they don't have that many platforms, right? They have
Right.
CMT, they have country music radio, but they typically don't get played on top 40. They certainly don't get played on any other format. So like I found it odd that other country artists were, I mean, good, stand by Jason Aldean, but don't say pull my music too. Come together as a collection of artists and talk to CMT and be like, hey, what happened to this community that you tried to help us build or that you did help us build? What happened to the sense of artistry that you so readily, like you make so readily available to the general public? Why can't we come to a compromise? Right? I just thought it was whack. Like Luke Bryan's like, oh, like, would you even know what you're doing, Luke Bryan? Do you even know like you're gonna pull your music from the
I
one
feel like
platform you have?
right, but I feel like that's a business move. It's not just because I'm representing my friend. It's a business move because okay, well,
He
I
puts
stand
out a
in
song, people
solidarity.
go, oh, that's the good.
Exactly.
Sure,
Exactly. Yeah.
but that makes you a poser. You
It
don't believe
okay.
in shit.
Okay, so like CMT, like there's really no other. I mean, I know we've had MTV in the past, and I guess like you could consider like BET for hip hop
For
and,
sure.
and things like that. But like, I don't think there's ever been a station like a TV station as strong for one genre of music as CMT, right?
I
Because
would.
MTV was kind of across the board. Like they had a lot of different genres they would play when they actually played music.
Well, yeah, MTV started as top 40, and then they branched out to rock and hip hop.
Yeah.
I, to be honest with you, given its longevity, and I'd say BET more so than CMT. I don't know which one's been around longer. Let's find out. BET started in 1980.
Okay.
It's a long time ago. So, what year is it? 2023?
Wait, hang on a second. When did cable start?
I don't know. CMT was launched in 1983. So,
I thought didn't cable not really hit until like after we were born?
what? No, I
How
think
long's
cable was around before I was born.
was it? Man, I don't know if it doesn't feel like it was.
Find out. 1948. So, a lot longer.
Did you make that up? No
No,
way.
I just looked it up. When
1948, we're
did
still using like black and white TVs with rabbit ears on top.
yeah. Cable TV became mainstream around the 1950s. In 1948, cable TV services were mostly isolated in local areas of a few states. As technology improved and services became cheaper, cable programming experienced an explosion of growth from the 1950s until the early 2000s. We got to move on from this stupid song because I've said all the same things I said,
Yeah, I know.
I
I get it.
think. The
I
only
get it.
thing I said this time was I gave the example of recording the song and the murder suicide spot, which I don't
The
even
only
know if it's I don't even know if
the
that's
only,
a good example, but
the only other thing that you said that intrigued me about it was you were talking about how it took like 4 writers to come up with
oh,
the words of that song, which is I was
oh no,
laughing.
just the
I was
song, not the
laughing out loud.
lyrics, the song.
Yeah, I was laughing out loud though, listening to you sing the sucker punch on a sidewalk or whatever it is. Pretty funny.
Yeah,
I might have mixed 2 lyrics together. I'm not sure.
carjacking. What is it? I don't remember. Can't think of it. I'm so happy that song's not. And again, people are like, "You're a hater." Like, have you written a #1 song? I'm like, no. But if I had 4 top songwriters from Nashville, maybe I could.
But again,
But to
would that
argue so vehemently about
would that
something that you didn't write,
would that song be a #1 song if it wasn't for the controversy?
no,
I think no.
it's a bad song. It's not a good song.
Yeah. And the people made it what it is. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying? Like it's I don't know, it's weird.
But that's not the first time that's happened to an artist of any genre. It's not the last time. So good for him. Like I said, you know, I, you can't take away the like even if it wasn't premeditated, or I'm sorry, even if it was premeditated, good for him. They knew what they were doing. Many people have tried, many people have failed at doing the same exact thing that he did. If it
Yeah.
was premeditated, if all of that was thought, if that was a well laid out plan, good for him. He's still a cuck. He watched Donald Trump make out with his fucking wife right in front of him. Anyway, I didn't know that was him, by the way. My wife had to tell me that. You realize that was him, right? I'm like, wait, what? That picture that I saw? She's like, yeah, that was Jason Aldean's wife. And that's Jason Aldean sitting there. Like, I had to look it up. All right, on to something else. Fuck that guy. Fuck that song.
Okay.
Try
Well,
writing your own song is the
at the,
theme of that.
at the beginning of this episode, we were talking about Cardi B. Let's go into
Yes.
that.
Jesus.
So, have you seen this video of her? It was complete accident. I think. I don't think anybody was trying to throw anything at her.
Oh, you're not taking that road, are you?
I am, but
Why?
for her to launch a microphone at somebody is pretty ridiculous.
I've done it many times.
Really?
We've talked about it, and we had a clip called "Talk Shit and Get a Microphone" or something like that.
I don't.
Don't you
Why do I
remember?
not remember this?
Do I have to look up our own clip to
Maybe
remind
so.
you?
Maybe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's watch
We
this.
were talking about. All right. Yeah.
The rapper now under investigation for battery after throwing a microphone at the audience, reacting to being hit by a drink. Janae Norman is here now with more. Good morning, Janae.
Good morning, guys. So we have reported a lot this summer.
Good morning,
man,
Janae.
Good morning, guys.
Let's watch it again.
Janae Norman is here now with throwing a microphone at the audience. The rapper now under investigation for battery after throwing a microphone at the audience, reacting to being hit by a drink.
It was a good toss.
It's not like they threw a cup or a bottle at her or anything. But we need to pull a different clip. Can you pull a different clip watching the same thing?
Why?
Because I need one with the music. Like I need the live version of it.
Hear all those vocals happening? She wasn't
This is
about
what
to
I'm
use the
trying
mic.
to bring up.
Oh, that's what you wanted to talk about?
What is happening? The whole show is just continuing to go on. All the vocals are just continuing to go on. And nobody cares.
And the fact that some people are putting her in like top 30 greatest MCs of all time is just. Anyway, we won't even get into that. So, all right, what are we saying?
Is that an actual list? She's on the list.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen a couple of her and Nicki Minaj are like. Nicki Minaj is higher than her. Like I've seen people put Nicki Minaj in like top 10, which is just preposterous. It's preposterous. It's so crazy. We've talked about that on the show before too. But anyway,
yeah.
your memory is just. Are you okay?
It's not great.
Okay, yeah, it's not good. All right, go on. What?
No, I'm still going back to this. It's crazy to me that the vocals just keep on going. Like they don't stop. And nobody cares about that.
No, they went to see Cardi B. Do you think anybody cares about that? Who goes to see Cardi B?
But does she need them?
Does she need what?
The back, I mean, the backup
backing
vocals.
track?
Yeah, the backing tracks. Does she need them?
Most untalented people do, yes.
Okay.
What answer were you expecting from me? I mean, are you saying she doesn't need them because why are you asking that? Why do you're implying that she doesn't
Because
because it's easy to do what she does?
Sorta. Well, sorta, because I don't think she's out there doing a lot of physical things on stage, like that would cause her to need the backing tracks.
It is common practice in hip hop live shows for there to be backing tracks on the vocals. How many live hip hop shows have you been to?
I don't know that I've been to one.
Okay. Well, that explains it.
Yeah.
It's very common.
Okay.
Typically because you're going to have a lot of artists who the recorded version of the vocal is considered to be less energetic live. And so
Okay.
live, they will take it a step up. They'll like exaggerate what that lead vocal was. I don't know, but this shit is ill. I wish I was there.
Why?
What?
This is the VMAs.
Yeah.
Why? I understand that it was a big song, but why would you let Ludacris come on and do a song called "Move Bitch" at the VMAs,
bro?
And especially when a word in the name of the song has to be bleeped out, and it's said 1,000 times in the song.
Hell yeah, it's fucking dope. All right, so you know his flow on the song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he's about to yell it. If I'm thinking correctly here. Here it comes. See?
I can hear that. Isn't Luda from Atlanta?
Hell yeah. It's your boy Luda.
I wonder what he's sporting Pacers for.
He's an asshole.
This is Shakita Benita, and I'm broadcasting live Ludacris concert.
Get out the way. Oh no, the fight's out. I'm about to punch your lights out. Get the
Yeah, that wasn't a good example either. I'm done. Holy shit.
Let's talk
Whatever.
Paramore. Let's talk Paramore.
Okay, please.
You're a pretty big Paramore fan, right?
I love Paramore, yeah.
Yeah, I know we talked about her the band with Al Coretta quite a bit. So the latest thing is she didn't cancel a few shows. She postponed a few shows, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because she had a lung infection.
Right.
And then people online are like bad-mouthing her and comparing her to Dave Grohl because of the time that Dave Grohl broke his foot or his ankle or whatever it was. Leg. And then came back out later to finish the show. And the fact that she has to like fight these people is stupid. Like what? She didn't even have to come out and say anything about it.
No, she didn't.
But I think the way she came about, or the way she did it, was the right way to do it.
I love everything she said.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I think
she's like, I'm not canceling anything. She's like, we're postponing it by like a week.
right.
But also, you can't sing through a lung infection.
Well, you can
Well,
if you're a man. I'm just
Jesus,
kidding.
she might
I
have just canceled us.
Yeah, it's about time. No, I'm totally kidding. I love that she defended herself, and I love that she fired back. But here's the thing: like, what I thought was, and I don't know if this is true because I didn't do enough research, but apparently I saw in one of the articles about it that other band people were talking shit about her, and I'm like, yeah, what a bunch of fucking, like, what are you doing? Yeah, I mean, I like the fact that she
people were
stuck up for
bad mouthing her.
Yeah,
About
I
what?
thought that was in the article that I said. Well, just saying that she shouldn't have canceled the show. She should have powered through it because people do it all the time and this and that. But my favorite thing that she said was neither Metallica singer James Hetfield nor Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson are going to suck your dick for this love. She also responded to another commenter who noted that Foo Fighters singer Dave Grohl came back on stage and performed after falling off of the stage and breaking his leg. Williams didn't have time for that one either. I have a lung infection, you soft shit, not a broken limb. You can sing one you can sing with for 2 hours, the other you cannot. But worry not, the shows weren't canceled, merely postponed a week. Maybe you should come out to one of them like Dave did. Oh, slam.
Well, so let me ask you this. Where do you, so you agree with everything she said?
Yeah, defend yourself. Fuck people. Who gives a fuck? You can't perform, you can't perform.
Okay. So in the fact of people telling her you should just power through it. Some people can power through it. Okay. Whatever. But isn't there a little bit of a, if she were to try to power through it and the performance isn't great and she has a bunch of people, I feel like we've talked about this before, but like people come and they don't really like the performance because she's just trying to power through something. They may not buy tickets to see them if they come through town again. Now,
That's
I don't,
dramatic, but I get it.
and as I'm saying it, it does kind of feel dramatic because of the fact that like you can just go on YouTube and see that that's not normally how a show is. But if you're paying the amount for a ticket, you want to see them at their best. And I understand a band is out there every night on tour, and some nights are going to be better than others, but I don't know. Just trying to see it from a fan's point of view. And if she's doing the right thing based off of what a fan's point of view would be.
I'm not mad at her for postponing the shows, but I would not be mad at her if she went out there and tried to do it and didn't sound that great. I, as a fan, and I, as someone who knows how good she is, if I were at one of those shows, would go, God damn, look at her. Look at her trying. Let's all sing for her. Right?
Yeah.
When I saw Beartooth, Caleb was having a really hard time with his voice, and he said it. And he goes, hey, I'm going to bail on some stuff. I need you guys to sing your hearts out. You know, some people were pissed, but if they're your fans, I always say, if they're your fans, they're going to support you. Now, if you are the supporting act with a bigger band and this happens, might not go your way in some cities. But if you know how to spin it well, I mean, there are bands that spin it with the vocalist doesn't have any issues at all. He just wants to bail on notes and Killswitch
Right.
Engage is one of the examples I always bring up. Howard from Killswitch would always bail on some notes where you were just waiting for him to do it. And he
Yeah.
would put the mic out to the crowd. And it'd be like, oh man, I wish I had heard him do that, but I'll do it. Fine. I'm drunk. It's fun. Whatever. But like, so I wouldn't be mad at her either way. And for the people, I mean, I don't know. The article that I read, and I'm not going to try to find it now because there have been so many, but like the article that I read, it was talking about some B-level band dudes on their Twitter or whatever were talking about it, and they're intimidated by a strong woman in rock or one of those. Like, I don't care about that. I don't care if it's a woman or a man or they, whoever it is fronting the band. If they can't do it, they can't do it. If I know that they're good and I know that they're dedicated to it, the fuck does it matter?
Right. I mean,
I would never talk shit about it anyway, but like,
I mean, again, I know we've talked about this on the show before, but going back to like Uproar Tour in St. Louis with Papa Roach, where Jacoby's, voice, his vocal cords were shot. He was literally getting ready to have surgery on his vocal cords, and he went out and
he could have bailed on that.
Barely sang a note. The crowd sang almost everything for him.
Oh, he tried.
But they still put on a heck of a show.
He tried, and I felt bad for him.
Yeah. But that instance, I don't know. Maybe it may be different with him because I think that band could put on a good show even in that situation. I'm not saying that Paramore can't do that.
I think Paramore could have.
Yeah.
But so much of their sound is dependent upon her.
Right.
And I'm not trying to take anything away from Jacoby.
Yeah.
But she's a different beast when it comes to singing clean.
Yeah.
he can do a lot of improvisational stuff on stage and get by with that for a large majority of their set. Not
Does it
the whole
also-
song, but
Is there something to say for the fact that the rest of the members in the band of like Papa Roach are guys, and when it comes to Paramore, it's guys also? So like you can't really back her up is what I'm trying to say, for which they can kind of do with like Papa Roach.
what do
Does that
you
make
mean by
sense?
that?
So okay, with Papa Roach, like the guys can back him up a little bit as far as vocals go.
You saying like sing his lines for him?
Yes, correct.
Mm.
And you can kind of you could get by with it a lot more as well. You know what I'm saying? Versus like Paramore, you have you can, if you want to do that, you can do it, but it just, as you said, like it depends on her singing clean. You can't really have guys backing her up vocally, singing actual lines of hers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna work.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
she is that band.
Yeah.
It's no disrespect to anybody else in that band, because I think anybody that's been in that band and they've gone through some members, they're all talented and there have been great songs written, but she is that band. So,
Yeah. Right.
I am so glad that what I thought was going to happen, 10 years ago hasn't happened. And I thought she was going to go solo and just take the Paramore name with her and it be all about her.
Oh, really? I didn't know
think
that
it
was a
is.
thing.
I think it is, but not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, she couldn't do it. Everybody get over it.
Yeah.
But
So
also a lung infection. Like, what the fuck?
look at us being doctors.
It would all be terrible to sing with them. As a singer.
Yeah.
It would be terrible. It would be bad.
So let me ask you this. I also seen, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but did you see that Haley brought Steph Curry out in one of
I
their
knew you were going to bring that up. Why do you do this to me? I saw it, but I didn't listen to it. You're going to make me listen to it, aren't you?
we don't
Are
have
there
to.
videos? No, let's do it.
There
wanna
is a
get
video.
mad about
there is a
shit.
video. And I'm not asking you to get mad at what I'm
I
where
know
I'm
you're
going
not
with
asking me
this
to, but it's
is
natural that I'm going to get mad
where
about
I'm
anything that
going with
involves
this.
Steph Curry.
Where I'm going with this is if you're buying a ticket to see Paramore,
You don't want to see Steph Curry.
Misery Business is probably one
biggest
of,
hit.
if not the biggest song
Biggest
that you
hit.
want to hear Haley sing. And
Yep.
she brings Steph Curry on to help
I'm
sing
pissed.
the song. Are you
Let's
pissed?
fucking go do karaoke, Steph. Get the fuck off stage. I don't want to see it. Get the fuck off stage. You did this. Just remember.
I did do this.
Steph Curry, four-time NBA champion turned rock star.
Honestly,
God, look at
it's
Haley's
just
outfit.
about-
Can we? I'm sorry, but
star?
Jesus.
honestly, it's just about having fun.
do it one more
A
time.
champion turned rock
God.
star.
Honestly, it's just about having fun.
All right, shut up, Steph. Haley was looking good. I don't care about you. Anyway, I couldn't really hear it. Could you hear it?
Not really.
Oh,
Maybe that was on purpose.
what?
Maybe the music was supposed to be overpowering him a little
Oh,
bit.
do you think? I mean, I could hear that he was like yelling and not singing a note at all. God, she was looking good though. My God. I don't want to go back to that one more time, but I won't because I'm married.
In trouble.
Yeah, if I paid, no, I won't. My wife has a better shot with her than I do, so it doesn't fucking matter. If I paid to see that, yeah, that would. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it would be fun. Like if I put myself in that situation, as much as I hate Steph, I'd be like, you better prove me wrong, buddy. Ooh, I hate you even more. Now I'm partying. Like I would probably have a good time with it. Whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, when I say I hate Steph, it's because I know he's really good. Don't all you people don't get upset at me. Call me a hater. Like I understand he's good. I just don't like the guy.
I'm with you. I'm not a fan. But for some
He
reason,
ruined basketball. Can we agree on that?
for sure. But for some
Ruined it for
reason,
kids.
a lot of his videos keep popping up like in my searches and my feeds and stuff. And dude, it's stupid how good he is. But I
But is
don't.
he?
But I hate
But
it.
is he?
I hate it.
No, but is he? This is when I go back to like he ruined basketball. But is he good? Because if you could take a shot from anywhere on the court and you can miss 75% of them in crucial moments, are you good?
I mean, let's look at Jordan. Do you think that crucial moments wise, Jordan had a better percentage than what Steph Curry has?
1000%.
Okay.
Yeah. But Jordan also didn't shoot from half court
That's
10
true.
times a game.
That's true. That's true.
The only thing, the thing that he's done, which really bothers me, and I think it's ruined basketball for kids, there's no such thing as let's not go down this road because this is boring, but there's no such thing as a bad shot anymore.
That's true. That's very true.
I don't like that. I don't like that because now look, I didn't make it far in my basketball career, but I was coached by a really good group of guys who put together a really good system of offense, and you like learned what offense was in basketball, right?
Mhm.
And you learned how to play specific offenses against specific defenses. I learned all that at a very young age.
Right.
And when you took a bad shot, you sat on the bench.
Yep.
If it wasn't a high percentage shot, like a layup, you sat on the bench. So like,
Yep.
and I understand I'm fine. I'm old. You see
But
it.
But I don't think so. And I don't know that like high school basketball is conforming to this way so much.
Elementary school basketball is conforming to this way. I will
think
send
so?
you videos. Next time you're taking a shit, I know you don't shit as much as I do, but next time you're taking a shit, go to the Ball is Life YouTube channel and just type in elementary school player or whatever, like star elementary school player or something like that. Dude, I remember I posted it on Facebook and I tagged a few guys that used to play with me back when I was younger. So we used to have a thing. If there was a cocky guy on the court, because we were like this team specifically with these dudes that played with me. We were like like I said, we were coached by these guys. We ran an offense, we ran defenses. Like it was like a systematic, like very fundamentally strong team, right?
Right. Yep.
And if we played a team that had a kid that was showboating or cocky or, just in any way, like we would knock him on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
We like sixth grade, knock him on his ass. And so I found this video of this team, and there was this little white kid. He had like spiked up hair. He had like wristbands and a headband, and he was like dancing after he shot the ball. And I was like, I tagged these guys, and I was like, dude, how hard are we elbowing this kid in the throat if we play against him? It actually like, it set me off. I was like, man, if my kids ever play basketball, I'm like, see that kid right there? Go fucking knee that in his fucking nuts. Don't let him. That's fucking. My kids won't play basketball though. You know how I know? Because my oldest has a soccer ball and a basketball hoop. He shoots the soccer ball into the basketball hoop and he kicks the basketball every time. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing. Put a football in his hands, he's throwing it every time like this, good form, tucking it and running. But the other two, he still gets confused by it. Probably not a good sign. Might be playing piano or something. I don't know. We'll see. Which that's okay. I want him to learn piano.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
So I know, like, I understand what you're saying, but I've seen it even at like the state level here recently, just in like my area.
The bad shots.
I've seen it, but I don't feel like it's that bad right now. I'm not saying it can't get worse.
Well, I think the influence has been it's worked in both ways. It's made players who thought they weren't. It's made players who thought they didn't have that skill get better at something. It's made.
But you realize, it's a numbers game though too, right? I mean, the reason why they're doing this so much is because they're realizing that you get more points for making threes, so you can miss more shots, but still end up scoring more points in the end. I know that's kind of a hard argument, but it's
That reminds me a
argument is
lot of
there.
WAR in baseball. You know, the stat WAR, wins above replacement.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, fuckface, can he hit? We know if he can hit because he has a good batting average. Like, I don't care about, I don't know. Like, I've seen guys argue for a guy who has, who bats 240 but has a decent WAR because of the whatever, versus a guy who bats 280 but has a lesser. And I'm like, but the guy who batted 280 knocked in 20 more runs. He had more extra base hits, stole a few more. I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, it's taught people to like not be conditioned to you only have one type of game. Like big guys no longer have to have just a post game, or perhaps maybe a 10-foot jumper or a turnaround jumper. They're like, no, I can get range. So that's cool.
What was
But
Steph Curry on your radar when he was in high school or college?
college for sure, yeah.
He wasn't on mine. That's why I'm asking. So was he the same way in college
100%,
or
yeah.
high school? He was? Okay.
Oh yeah, same in college for sure. Well, that's how they. I mean, he caught fire in the NCAA tournament. That's why I think he played for Davidson, which was not a big program. They're in the same conference as SLU now, I believe. I think they lost in the Sweet 16 to Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, he kind of took the tournament by storm there for a minute. Hold on, he might have gone to the Elite Eight actually.
So you say Elite Eight? We're just talking his senior year. Did he do 4 years?
Nope,
He
left as
didn't.
a junior. He averaged 28 points. He was the leading scorer in the NCAA. My God.
He averaged 28 points a game?
Yeah. His final season,
That is nuts, dude.
Yeah. I look back at Davidson, Steph Curry's run in 2008. Oh, no, they went to the Elite Eight. They lost to Kansas by number 1 seed Kansas in the Elite Eight. That's right, by 2.
Dang.
He 25 in that game, but he went 9 for 25 and missed the last shot of the game.
Were they all threes?
All of them from fucking half court. All of them.
If that's the case, he had 27 points and you're bad mouthing him.
He had 25. He had 25 and they lost. Oh, by the way, his team only scored 57. So
I'm pretty pumped. We are going to, well, I say me and some friends of mine are going to that Yellow Card and Story of the Year show tomorrow night.
Okay.
And I've actually been watching live videos of Yellow Card today of this tour. Dude, they play like an hour and a half set.
they're headlining, right?
Yeah, but that's awesome. Now, I kind of assumed, so like it's they're calling it like the 20th anniversary of Ocean Avenue and Page Avenue. Well, from what I've seen, Story's only playing like 30 minutes or so. I think they played like 2.
And they're just doing Page Avenue.
Well, that's what I was assuming was going to happen, but they're not. They're playing multiple songs off of multiple records.
Yeah, they should.
Like I know.
No offense. I love Page Avenue, but no, play some other stuff too.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't get to headline. Fuck that.
Yeah. But I mean,
I'm not saying
Yellow Card's, not playing the entire Ocean Avenue album.
No, you got to play everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You only do that for like a show. Like those are one-off shows where like we're gonna play all of Page Avenue tonight.
Yeah.
Like you don't do that on tour. You got to play all the stuff.
But I don't know, man. I think they.
When is that show?
If they were promoting it as that, I think they could have both been okay by playing those records front to back.
Dude, Story just put out a record.
I know.
And it's really good.
It is very good. So I seen so
that shit.
They played War. That might have been the only song off of, and maybe one other song off the new album.
When?
On the live video that I watched.
Oh, okay.
Which was from like the end of last month. So it's on this tour.
They didn't play Tear Me to Pieces?
I don't think so. They played Antidote, they played Sidewalks, they played and the Hero Will Drown. Yeah, I can't there's a couple other ones too, but
Did I ever tell you my Yellow Card story? It's not my Yellow Card story, but a Yellow Card story. I saw them at Pops and it was their show, packed, sold out, Pops. And this is like later on. and I had never seen them live. I saw like bits and pieces of them at like Warped Tours and stuff, but I never like watched a set, I'm at Pops and I'm at that back bar, and I just remember looking at the person next to me going, God, this band's killing it. Like, this is really good. And I'm not the biggest Yellow Card fan, I'll be honest. I know the radio songs. I never got into them that much, but I can appreciate them, obviously. And I just remember going, this is one of the best live shows I've seen in a long time. Like, they're really killing it. Like, it sounds great. The interaction with the crowd is great. Like, everything's good. And then something happened in the crowd. The singer and the violin guy kept fucking going at it with the fucking security about how they were treating. I guess a girl got pushed down by a guy, and one of the security guards there, who's no longer at Pops, basically threw the guy, tossed him. And they didn't like that. But they just kept talking about it after every song. Just kept going back to it. I'm like, bro, it is over. We all need to move on. And we can't move on if you don't. And I just remember going to the person after that going, they ruined it. I'm over it now. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm kind of just done with them. I'm kind of, which was a bummer because it was a really good show. But I've seen that happen.
That sucks.
Several times.
I think it's okay to make a scene about it in the moment. That way, everybody's kind of on alert and everybody knows.
But not if you don't know what happened. If you see it happen, like all they saw was the guy get tossed by the security guy, which I understand that would piss me off too.
So they were mad at security?
Yeah.
Was the issue? Okay.
Yeah. And that happens, but it's a bummer because it was a great show. It still was a good show regardless of that, but I think a lot of people were like, all right, can we just move? Like, after every song, the singer would go back to it.
How long ago was this? Was this like the first record?
No, this is like 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
When is that show again? Did you tell me?
Tomorrow night.
It's at the pageant?
St. Louis Music Park.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah. I think we got pretty good seats too. So
there's not a bad seat at that place.
Good.
I think it's a cool place. You'll like it. The only problem, if you're gonna be drinking, getting to where the drinks are is kind of a pain in the fucking ass.
Well, that's lovely.
I mean, it's fine. It's just it's I don't know, you'll see. What is tomorrow? Friday? It's supposed to be 94 degrees tomorrow. Ooh. It's gonna be a steamy one. Oh, 92 degrees at 6 p.m. Have fun, dude.
What's the other band that's on this? I'm just curious if you know them or if you've heard of them. It is This Wild Life. You ever heard of them?
No. Let's give them some love right now.
Okay. This Wild Life and Emo Night Brooklyn.
I can only take so many emo names at one time, so let's go with This Wild Life first.
You think This Wild Life is an emo name? That doesn't sound emo.
Sounds emo to me. Or hipster.
That
is emo, sir.
Wow.
I wish I could light
Can you bring that down, Inside?
always on the right side of truth. And find yourself. Is there anything alive? Only now your voice starts to fade.
Sorry, dude. I'm a little bit intrigued. I don't like it. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to buy any of that, but I want to keep researching. I want to know if they ever rock out.
Well, I'll find out tomorrow night. Maybe they do on stage. Maybe
sure?
they're like, yeah, maybe they're like,
no, they don't. I don't know. And he plays drums. You see what I'm saying, right?
hang
that
on.
guy's
What,
not singing a lick.
exactly. Yeah. It started before he even got up to the mic.
fake shit. I don't like it now. I take back everything I said. I'm not intrigued. I don't care. You have fun tomorrow. Let's get out of here.
I'm seriously editing all this out.
No, keep it. That's important. That video is important.
Okay.
Talk about tracks all the time. There we go. Now we've seen them.
Sure.